And we spoke of this a little bit earlier, is really trying to get the participants, so the dealers, the distributors, when they're making those decisions. Deanna mentioned earlier that they can be in a rut of purchasing what they're used to purchasing. Market disruptions like this give us an opportunity to reevaluate that conversation. If they can no longer get their hands on the products that they're used to ordering, it's an opportunity to have a broader conversation around purchasing different products. That opportunity, again, if we look at supply chain opportunities that we focus on the high efficient equipment. We are able to stock that proactively going forward and really change the offers that they're giving to their end use customers. I think Deanna might have a bit more perspective as well.
Yeah, I would also say too, when you think about the focus of the long term, obviously in the short term, we've developed a relationship with the supply chain. There's no doubt the pandemic created challenges for us. But what we're looking at is on the upside, how can these relationships, to what Brendan has mentioned, can help us to further identify future opportunities and a path forward. So it gives us time to act before you see that further down in the supply chain impacting actual installations and units. One of the ways that we're looking at addressing that in the long term is completing another market assessment, so we can really better understand that long-term effect of the pandemic on the supply chain, beyond what's happened, but how has that changed their behaviors and how they're interacting between manufacturers, distributor, retailers, to the end user. And one of the things that we're looking at exploring again is formalizing our relationship with manufacturers. So in our current program, we started at the top with manufacturers to identify their key retailers and distributors. But by having a more formal relationship with manufacturers, we're hoping that there could be some opportunities there for Enbridge to really work with them to encourage more production of eligible product. Is there space for us to work with them to certify more products so it's eligible, or third-party test more products so it's more eligible for our programs? But also making sure that what they produce is available to our participants. So making sure that our midstream participants have access and are shipped quantities of the eligible product too. And when you think about it from a long-term perspective for participants, midstream sometimes is looked at as stocking. So in a world where participants are struggling or there's capital constraints and they don't have a lot of money to carry a lot of stock on their shelves, is one of the roles we can play is ordering. So if they have one space on that shelf, how often are they turning over that space? Can we increase the frequency of turnover? Can we also look at what other products they're ordering in comparison to the products that we offer in our program? So in the long term, I think midstream, in our ability to have those relationships from manufacturer all the way down to retailers who in food service ultimately sell to end users, it gives us a bit more proactive and agile, right? So we can see things coming, we have some time to act, and we have some time to put some things in place. Whereas in downstream, we may not see the impact of the supply chain until it may have been too late, right? You see a decline in results, you see a decline in installations, but that really is months after the root cause. And so your ability to shift and turn is, may be slightly decreased through a purely downstream model.
That's really helpful perspective, Deanna. Thank you for sharing.